We just wrapped up a case. I am soaked. I was digging down in a well and the water was like ice. Here in Ohio, it went from 70 to 48 degrees. It was almost 80 the other day. Now it's 40 degrees. Yeah, the spirits were telling me that there were bones in the basement back in this tunnel system. I couldn't find any basements, but then there's this big well full of water. I said, "Is your bones in the water?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Now, before I stick my hands down in this well," I said, "tell me again, are your bones down in this water?" And he said, "Yes." So I spent probably 10 minutes digging rocks out of this well up to my shoulders. So, pretty creepy. But yeah, there's a building here in town that we'd always heard stories about it being haunted. And we had this weekend off from doing a family haunting. So we thought it'd be a good idea to come up here and check this building out before they sell it. How's everybody doing? Did everybody enjoy last night's episode? So I told you that case was going to be pretty dark. So I'm going to go try to find some food. Yeah, my arms are soaked, and I hope that was not sewer water. It smelled like sewer water. I just knew it was colder than crap. I think Rocky and Sean's still in there talking to him. Michelle Haywood, member for 12 months. Congratulations. Yeah, so we definitely I need to go home and change and get a shower because, like I said, pretty good case tonight. Yeah, this building we're at tonight has never been investigated before. Like I said, a lot of people, a lot of businesses that have been in this building have had experiences, people that's worked there. And this building dates all the way back to like the early 1800s. It's one of the first buildings built downtown here. And we happen to know the lady that owns it, and she's thinking about selling it. So she wanted us to come in and see if we could document anything. So it's always different doing a building that's never been investigated before because, especially if the haunting dates all the way back like the 1800s, early 1900s, they're not used to all the equipment and stuff. I was going to try to set up and go live inside the building, but there's like no signal whatsoever. Um, Actually, I couldn't even call Sean when I was ready to leave the basement because there was like no signal in this building, which is pretty crazy. Reading some of your guys' comments. Watching from New Zealand. Jane says, "Hello, Foreman Brothers. Yes, been through bleeding issues quite a few times. The doctors could never seem to explain it." Yeah, mine was just, which some of the pictures, Kenzie had other pictures on her phone that showed it better, but she thought she sent them to me. I think she deleted them. If she didn't delete them, I'll try to find them. But Both my eyes, obviously, both the blood vessels were all busted. And then, like in the corner of my eyes where the tear ducts were when I got home that night, which I even showed my wife and Kenzie, but like where the tear ducts were, that was bleeding as well. So it was definitely weird. I've never had anything like that happen before. We got Canada. I will tell Sean hello. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling 10 times better. Okay, let's go see if we can find some food. I'm going to wait till that light turns red so I can back out without being hit. If you guys, if my mic gets scratchy, just yell at me and I'll move it. Right now, I've got it sitting on my. I better wait. Be safer to back out once the light turns red. Yeah, I think Sean and Rocky are still in there talking to the owner. Pretty good investigation tonight. It's always unique doing a place that's never been investigated before because you don't know what to expect. Definitely whatever is haunting this building. I think one of the things they seen was like a Civil War soldier. So I don't think they're quite used to modern equipment and stuff. Let's go find some Taco Bell. If my audio is good, give me a thumbs up. I'm trying to decide if I want Taco Bell or nuggets. Like I haven't had nuggets in a while. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away on tonight's investigation, but really didn't. We did a short walkthrough with the owner. Um, she didn't want to be on camera, so we don't have like the whole interview and all that stuff. So I think this case is going to be just straight up investigating, just straight to the point. It's pretty good though. But yeah, next Friday we got a brand new family haunting. That's the trip Sean and I took out to North Carolina and Virginia. I think we were in Mount Airy, North Carolina, which is known as Mayberry, North Carolina, and then Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. So those will be the next two cases that you guys get to see. Don't pull out, jackass. A lot of crazy drivers late at night. Yeah, I definitely want to go home, get a shower, throw these clothes in the laundry. It's starting to rain again here in Ohio, which sucks. Let's have a storm rolling in because it's getting pretty windy out too. So, what do you guys think? Nuggets? Type 1 for nuggets, type 2 for tacos. chat's moving so fast I can't. 1, 2, a lot of ones, twos. Okay, we'll get nuggets. I feel like I eat tacos a lot. Every day is Taco Tuesday. The thing is, Kenzie absolutely loves Taco Bell, so let's get some nuggets. I do have a little bit of cold coffee left. I wonder if McDonald's is still open. Looks like it. Oh, McDonald had a farm. I'm just going to the inside lane. It doesn't matter what lane I pick, it's always slow. So we got any questions about last night's episode? We did get the water fixed. We had a plumber come in and did the work, which when he was finished was nothing like the work that we did. So, and plumbers are slightly expensive, so it wasn't cheap. And it was pretty simple plumbing too, but it was all going under a slab, so it's got to be perfect. It did pass inspection, so. Nope, I don't have road rage. I only say that when jackasses try pulling right out in front of me. Do you believe it was demons inside that house? I'm not for sure. Definitely something dark inside that house. That's for sure. Yeah, we ruled out a lot of that. I mean, we do rule out a lot of the stuff. Like, obviously, you always look for rational explanations. Anybody that's ever had like a rodent, like a squirrel or a coon or something like that in your air ducts, which I guess probably doesn't happen that often, but it can happen. You can tell. Um, we investigated a place years ago, but you can actually hear like their claws and stuff and moving around, and then eventually you could hear them. I know it wasn't the air where the vents were, because we have forced air ducts at our house, and the AC and the heat and all that stuff was off hours before we ever, because it was a super nice day out, so none of that stuff was on. Um, so it wasn't like those were cooling off and cooling down. And I know like ours at our house, like the heat, when the heat first comes on, like in the wintertime, it'll pop more because that metal's expanding. But I don't think we get that a whole lot in the summertime with the AC. But what was weird is you'd only hear it in that one bedroom, or the second floor, I should say. On the first floor, when Sean went down there, he wasn't hearing any of that stuff. And then our camera that was in the basement, we didn't get any of the banging stuff down there. I know it's a fairly new furnace, so it's not like it's an old unit. It looked new. Um, Obviously, you can't say it's 100%, but also you're picking up EVPs and voices and stuff coming out of the vents, which is just makes it even stranger. So yeah, maybe you could explain some of that stuff. I definitely don't think it was animals, because we would have heard other signs. Um, what was it when we had that tornado hit? We had, I think it was a bird or something, a squirrel was in our chimney because the cap had blew away, and you could literally hear, you could tell it was something crawling around and digging around in there. There's a lot of crazy ass people out here late at night. Yeah, some of the stuff you always look for rational explanations, but when you're getting like clear voices out of the vents, that's a little strange. People are out drag racing right now, so. Hello, Jerry. We got Melinda. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, it's not like we just started investigating last week. We've been investigating for 22 years and over 4,000 cases. And yeah, you always try to find rational explanations, but then it gets to a point that, well, these people are out here drag racing right now, so they're going to cause a huge accident. What was the scariest one for you? I'll tell you, this house, Rocky and I and Sean, we just did last weekend was pretty scary. Make sure I have my wallet. I would say Cheryl's case was probably the scariest family case I've done. No. Ruby, can I get a 6-piece chicken nugget with barbecue sauce? Nope, that's it. Thank you. And then scariest buildings we've ever been to would definitely be the Bartonville Asylum, the old Poly Hospital, I think's the name of it. Matter of fact, we were just talking about going back there sometime soon. That's definitely the scariest location we've ever been to. They said they never believed in ghosts until they lived into a haunted house. Thank you, Jennifer, for the donation. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, we just go in, see what we can document, cleanse the house, hopefully end the situation. Yeah, I can say she was good to work with, and we just always wish everybody the best. I think all the cops that were on the other side of town need to be on this side of town because everybody's drag racing. Must be a drag race at night. Until one of these young kids accidentally kill somebody and then they go to prison. Yep, all my nightmares stopped. What was weird is like you have nightmares but don't even remember like the nightmares. But a lot of waking up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. So for about 2 weeks, just got very little sleep. That was just one of those houses that's just so oppressive. So we needed a weekend off, but I'm glad that we got out to investigate tonight. Wasn't a super long investigation. We were probably only there maybe 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, we hit this place pretty cool, pretty good. Definitely whatever we were dealing with inside this building tonight was an older spirit. Obviously nothing evil or trying to hurt us, but definitely an older spirit. This case tonight reminded me of a case we did over in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania at an old antique store. That's what this case reminded me of. This was an old antique store that we investigated tonight. Boy, McDonald's is pretty busy. Taco Bell doesn't have anybody in their drive-thru. My hat is covered in spider webs. Ohio in the house. Anybody got any good, exciting things going on this weekend? It is cold right now. Fort Wayne, Maryland. Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate it. Just trying to see. Sorry, I was responding to one of our old cases. I got to get back with him after this. Michigan, chilling. Just finished the outdoor kitchen project. That sounds fun. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I could do, like construction wise, but clearly plumbing's not one of them. Janice, thank you so much for the donation. Greatly appreciate it. Northeast Indiana, New Zealand. Yeah, Duke was not very happy I was leaving. I think he thought I'd be home this weekend, but he'll be excited when I get home early. I have a feeling Ruby, if that's Ruby working, she's going to want to talk about ghosts. Every time I come through McDonald's, which is good, as long as we don't back up the line. Virginia. Nope, no Pope for me. I'm not even Catholic. I feel like there's people fighting somewhere because I keep hearing people argue. Either that or I need sleep. Yeah, so that's what we got going on is we'll do the North Carolina case next Friday night, and then either Wednesday or Saturday we have to go to Pennsylvania. We've got a couple cases in Pennsylvania, one here in Ohio, and then one out in St. Louis or out near St. Louis. Hey, Ruby.
You ever hear brother?
No, that was my brother.
Wait, no.
You always mix up me and my brother. I wasn't here. I've been out chasing ghosts.
Then who is? Yeah, I talked to you about chasing ghosts.
No, that's my brother you talked to.
He didn't have ear experiences.
Yeah, he did.
You did?
I promise you, I was not at McDonald's 5 minutes ago.
Oh, sure he did. He had a guy in the car with him.
Yeah, that's my other brother.
Wait, huh?
I have two brothers. See, I'm all alone, so there's no guys with me.
Okay.
All right. See you, Ruby. Have a good.
Are you chasing Broadway?
What?
Ghost on Broadway?
Yeah, we're chasing ghosts. See ya. Everybody always thinks that I'm Sean or Sean's me, or so I have to explain to people. And I don't. I guess because we're who we are, but I don't think we look that much alike to where we would get confused.
Six McNuggets?
Yeah, can I get some barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great rest
You
of
too.
your night. Thank you.
If you guys seen Sean and I, you would not be confused, would you? Yes, you look alike. I don't think we look that much alike. Plus, he's got all the tattoos and the piercings. Oh, they did give me sauce. Oh, I got 2 sauces. Yeah, there was another guy with you. Well, that's because they're riding together, and I'm not. I'm going to save a couple of these for Dookie Boy. Only the eyes. I'm not even that hungry. I shouldn't have got anything. I don't know how fresh these are. I actually prefer McDonald's nuggets. If you take them home, put them in the fridge, and then heat them up in the microwave the next day. It's like McDonald's nuggets, chili, and spaghetti is always better the next day. Sean does sound a lot more southern. I don't know where Sean gets his southern accent from. Okay, I'll eat one more, then save 2 for Duke. Cold pizza's good. Someone asked if things follow you home afterwards. Occasionally, we've had things follow us home. Yeah, I always read like your guys' comments because some of you guys. Okay. And I think what it is okay. Duke don't need barbecue sauce. I think what it is like when I edit the episode, I do that on like a computer monitor. And there's the other TV right next to me, but it's only like I don't know how big that's got to be, like a 30 some inch maybe. So I never get to see our episodes on a big full screen TV. I think a lot of you guys actually watch episodes on, excuse me, on a big TV. So you're able to see things maybe that we didn't with our whole process. And then obviously there's some things that you guys point out that we're able to explain to you, like, yeah, that's, our reflection from the IR camera or whatever, or that's a car going by outside. Typically, if we do not point it out in the episode, we have a natural explanation for it. But there have been some things that you guys have pointed out that were really good catches. So that's the beautiful thing of having hundreds of thousands of people watch the episode, because they can point out stuff that you missed. Typically, the way we investigate is the way that we've always investigated since day one. Because when we first started investigating, we didn't know a whole lot about what to even look for or how to even do it. So we would go out, we'd investigate, and we'd put up little like 10-minute videos, like 6 to 10 minute videos on YouTube with the stuff that we documented. And then we'd get everybody's feedback. Like, oh, it's this, it's that, it could be this, or that's a great EVP or whatever. And that's kind of how we learned to investigate, is just putting stuff out there and getting feedback, and then trial and error when investigating what works, what doesn't work. So that's how we've kind of always kept sharing things on YouTube. And then everybody wanted to see, learn more about the history of the place, what the family had going, because we never did interviews or anything. Like I said, it was literally just 6 to 10 minute little short, like, evidence videos. And people just wanted to see more, so we kept incorporating more. But the investigation we pretty much kept the same. Obviously, you see the edited version, but it's still pretty much the same as how we've always done it. Is we go in and we turn the cameras on. Whatever we hear, whatever we experience, we just put it straight out there. Now, if it's paranormal or not, you know, people can make up their own minds with that, but it's still something that we experienced or something that we heard. And we get a lot of comments from people saying, oh, I love that episode. I felt like I was right there with you guys. That's kind of what we wanted. We've always tried to strive for, is people feeling like they're there with us. Sometimes some of these shows can be like overproduced. Obviously, it's got to be entertaining and stuff, but even early on, we did like background music, because that's what you seen on TV and you thought that was cool and the way you're supposed to do it. People absolutely hated it. So we cut out all the background music. It's pretty, I think people enjoy the episodes that we edit, but they're still pretty, once it gets to the investigation, it's pretty plain. The only thing that we've changed over the years is just the shit ton more cameras. Sometimes I think we run too many cameras, because it spends, if you run, say you're there investigating 6 hours and you're running 8 different cameras, then you got to go over 8 different cameras, 6 hours each. So it takes a while to review everything. And then you're reviewing audio and all that stuff. I'm driving down here to see if Rocky and Sean's still here. So the big thing, and I think what helped us, is listening to your guys' feedback. I think that's helped us become better investigators, better at reviewing evidence, better at putting out videos that people enjoy. And this channel we have right now, I think we've only had this since 2017. I was just going to drive down here and see if Rocky and Sean's still here, but it looks like Rocky and Sean's gone. I think so. Yep, they're gone. They went out. The easiest way to tell if people enjoy your stuff is by your paying attention to your analytics. I think our channel's got a 99.8% like versus dislike ratio, which is crazy high on YouTube. But I can always tell, like, some episodes it'll drop down to like 98%, and then other episodes typically stay at like 99.2 or 99.3. And usually by the time because I know you guys very well, what you guys like and don't like, and I can typically tell when I'm editing an episode, like, yeah, some people aren't going to like this, but because some cases are kind of boring, we don't document a whole lot of evidence, and sometimes you find the interviews a bit annoying. I can typically tell before we put an episode out if people are going to enjoy it, or you'll get a lot of some people not. And it's not even a whole lot. It's just, when you're going to get some feedback on it. Oh, I have to take some sinus medicine tonight. I think being down in that basement, you guys see this basement, the tunnel area is so freaking creepy because I was like walking through this room full of this tunnel full of cobwebs and spider webs, and it's pretty creepy. But yeah, next Friday night, brand new episode. So I'll put out the trailer and stuff probably Wednesday, and then yeah, I'm sure Sean or somebody will go live at some point, maybe tomorrow. But I'm going to go home, give Duke his nuggets, and then I'm going to get out of these wet clothes. Like I said, I was shoulder deep in a old well digging for bones tonight. So that's how I spent my Saturday night. But anyhow, thank you guys all for the epic turnout Friday night. We greatly appreciate it. I know the families appreciate it. The families always appreciate your guys' positive support and feedback and prayers. And my brothers and I do as well. You're really, really going to like next Friday's episode. See, because I know you guys, I know you're going to like next Friday's episode. Very cool house, beautiful house. So yeah, everybody have a good, safe weekend, and I will holler at you sometime this week. Again, thank you guys. If you have not watched the new episode, go watch it, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next Friday night. Team Nightmare out.